Everyone. So I keep getting asked a lot about Section 21s and Section 8 notices at the minute. So I thought I'd put a little video together to try and create some clarity around which one to serve. It can be a bit of a minefield, so you just got to know what you can and can't do, because it is important that you do get the right notice. So a Section 21 is almost seen as like a no-fault possession order. Typically, the tenant hasn't really done anything. You just want the property back for whatever reason. You can still serve a Section 21 if someone, is at fault, but it just depends where it fits and what you want to do, really. So Section 21, after a fixed term tenancy ends, if there's a written contract, you may serve it. If you are in a fixed term, so if you've got a year's fixed term, then a rolling contract thereafter, and you're 8 months into that, you can't serve a Section 21 notice. You have to wait until the year's finished. If you're during a tenancy with no fixed end date, so if it's a periodic tenancy, then you can use a Section 21 notice. Now, there's certain things that if you haven't complied with, you can't serve a Section 21. So if it's less than 4 months since the tenancy started, you can't serve. If you are running a HMO and you haven't got a license from the council, but it is a property that is meant to be licensed, you can't serve it Section 21. If the deposit hasn't been protected in a DPS scheme, then again, you can't serve it. And remember that your deposits have to be protected within 30 days of start of tenancy. If it started after October 2015, then you've got to use this Form 6A. It's on the government website. You can just click on that and fill that in. And or as it says there, a letter with the same information on it. So you can cut and paste the wording and put it onto your own letterhead if you so wish. If the council has picked up on a few things and asked you to do some things with your property, so maybe served an improvement notice, or there's an emergency works on the property within the last 6 months, you can't serve Section 21. And if you haven't paid any unlawful fees or deposits that you charge the tenant, then you can't serve a Section 21. Also, and this is where it's really important at the start of a tenancy to give the tenants the right documentation. So you must give them an EPC certificate. Now, if it's a HMO rented on a room by room, you don't need to provide an EPC certificate. But if it's just a single let and you just rent to a family, for example, then you do need to provide an EPC. And if you haven't, you can't serve a Section 21. You must give a current gas safety certificate for the property and a government's how to rent guide. Obviously, a gas safety certificate, as I've discussed in previous videos for HMOs, it's a good idea to give each tenant a copy of that every time one's done, and also pin it on the notice board within the property. So obviously there's different rules for Wales slightly, and if you wish to give a tenant a notice, then obviously use the Form 6A. And at the minute, during COVID, obviously it's a minimum 3 months notice. It was 2 months notice, which I think we'll go back to, hopefully once COVID's finished. But right now, during COVID, there is a minimum of 2 months notice to leave the property. And then one good form of practice is, so you can send, as it shows you on this form here, let's just have a quick look at this. So you can send a certificate of service. So this is just completed, and if you had to go to court, you would fill this in. So it just shows you what date you served it. So it's a good idea to do this on the date you served, because it could be 3 months away before you may encounter the issues. So you might forget. So what documents did you serve? Who did you serve them to? And then how did you deliver them? So you can deliver them by electronic means, i.e. email. Just make a copy of it, take screenshots, whatever it might be, and obviously just fill in that form, and then that should keep you just in line. And then if your tenants do not leave by a specific date, you can use this form, or you notice to apply for an accelerated possession order. Now, if you haven't complied with any of that, or if there's another reason, that typically rent arrears is the main one, but as we'll go through here, there's a few other reasons why you may look to do a Section 8 notice. You would use, I think it's Form 4 if I remember rightly, Form 3, sorry, and notice seeking possession of a property. So again, this is you're giving them advance. That's 3 months, and then if they don't vacate the property, then you will start court proceedings, which obviously is quite expensive. It costs £325, if I'm right in thinking. And so it costs you £325. You can fill that form in if they do not vacate the property on the set date. And then obviously it normally takes probably another couple of months before that's all, maybe 4 to 8 weeks before that's been seen, heard, and obviously gone through. Now, the reasons for grounds for possession, you must put this in your notice. So when you fill out your Form 3, you must put this in, which ground you are serving on. You can serve on multiple grounds. So, ground 1, ground 2, ground 3, whatever it might be. So rent arrears, as I say, there's, typically the main one that most people use, Section 8 for, alternative accommodation, rent arrears, regular failure to pay rent. So if a tenant is in rent arrears, you can't serve it until they're 2 full months in arrears. And a bit of a kicker is if the tenant, might be seen as a kicker or not, but if the tenant does get themselves up to date before the court hearing, then you can't then proceed with that on that ground anyway. So use when the tenant's filled on a regular basis to pay rent. So you could use that as well. Breach of tenancy agreement. So there's quite a bit in here that you can use a Section 8 for. Unfortunately, it is a long-winded process, and I wouldn't expect to get anything after that. You can then, hopefully try and, if you are in rent arrears, you can try and claim for an attachment to earnings, or obviously go through the small claims court to try and get any money back. But again, that's another long-winded process. I think the main thing when you're in this situation is just maybe to get the tenant out as lawfully and as quickly as you can, and then get your property back and just get it rented out again. That's what I've found in my experience is the best scenario. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully it's given you a bit of a clear indication of which notice you may need to serve. Hopefully you don't have too many issues getting tenants out. If you do, then obviously you just go through the courts, make sure you do it through the courts. That's what they're there for. And as long as, you've put everything in place, then, got all your documentation right, then you shouldn't have any issues. And, if you can prove that they haven't paid or whatever you're serving in Section 8, then the court should lean on your side, and you will get possession of your property back.